Well, welcome live to the Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. It is September 16th here in up in Studio A of I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. We're finally in the final countdown of race week. Trucks are already coming in. Camper is already coming in. Our camper has been down there since 6 a.m. Saturday. Yay.
Yeah, here we didn't get a very good spot this year.
Don't go into it. No.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I'm your host, Devin Poslusny, along with Dave Poslusny. Just so you guys know, I am not feeling 100%. That's why if I look... Yeah, that's why. So let's get...
He's bringing us all down in the studio, man.
Hopefully I'll be better by race weekend. Plan to be.
If I slowly move over, you know why.
We'll have enough room in between us to put the flat screen.
Whatever it is, I don't want it.
It's just a cold. Let's get right to the show lineup. There you go. Show lineup. Motorsports in 60, Racing Hotspot blog report, NASCAR Race 1 in the chase. Then we'll go to a break. We'll have a virtual lap in New Hampshire, RH Points Championship, and then the final lap. Now to our Motorsports in 60. Hey, look at that, it worked. NASCAR Camping World Truck Series raced at Chicagoland. Here's your top 5, finishing 5th, Ty Dillon. 4th, Matt Crafton. Ryan Blaney finished 3rd. Brad Keselowski finished 2nd, and Kyle Busch won the race. NASCAR Nationwide Series raced at Chicagoland. Here's your top 5, Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished 5th, Austin Dillon 4th. Sam Hornish Jr. finished 3rd, Joey Logano finished 2nd, and Kyle Busch won the race. For a second there, I thought Kyle Busch was going to sweep the weekend.
So did I. I was kind of hoping for it, but either way, I mean, I like Matt Kenseth anyhow.
Well, still one of your teammates.
Yep.
And 10 seconds now.
So you done then?
Yep. 3, 2, 1. And we're good. Now to our RH blog report. Geico 400, race 1. Wow, is all I have to say. The race started at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. That includes the first rain delay. Then gets put on hold, shy of halfway. 5 hours later, the green flag is back out. The race ended around midnight Eastern Standard Time. 10 hours of racing, not really full racing.
10 hours of waiting to what's going on. It's one thing about the networks right now, they're killing me because they really weren't telling you anything. So most people, friends of mine on Facebook and whatnot, were just figuring that they were going to go today. And I'm like, no, they kind of got to get it in tonight. And I kept counting on it. Then I started having my doubts. It was like going to be like 9 and change, but then I started seeing rumors from the different racing things like us, like the Hotspot on Facebook. They were getting messages that it was going to start. They were saying at first 9:15, then it went to like 9:40, and I'm not even sure what time it started. It was late.
They came to the green flag at 10:08 p.m.
Sounds about right.
So probably not going to happen this weekend at NHMS. The next race is New Hampshire. See you then. That's our race, of course. And I don't think 10 hours of racing is going to happen on our track. Just getting that feeling.
Well, it kind of can't because there's no lights. They had the advantage of lights at Chicago, so it was a matter of I knew they were going to go with it. And from what I did read, Joliet, Illinois gave them until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So if you can't finish it by 2 a.m., don't start it, is what they were told. And they did. Thank God.
Well,
because I was cross-eyed by the end of that race.
Well, I went to bed at like 9:15. I'm like, can I just check the race? My dad's like, no, bed. I'm like, fine.
Yeah, some people have to go to school.
Yeah. And then I go into my bedroom and I'm like, wait a minute, our local rock station covers it. Bing! So I turned it on my little radio, and I basically hugged the radio all night. Well,
did your father know that?
No. But
well, let's hope he doesn't watch the show.
Well, I basically sat there and I listened to them. I turned it on, I got the radio signal, and I was just coming in when they were just coming back from the rain out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to the beginning, and then the 5th caution out of the entire race. Like, I think it was Logano was blowing up, or Montoya had wrecked.
Okay.
Or,
Earnhardt blew up too.
No, Allgaier. Justin Allgaier spun out. Off turn 2 into the runoff.
Yep, okay.
And then I woke up at 1:40 listening to rock music. I'm like, alright then, turn that off. And I went right back to sleep.
Yeah, you got some sleep. It's a good thing.
Well, and then I wake up and I'm like, I'll walk out in the living room and the news is on. And I'm like, okay, sports. And it comes up and Matt Kenseth wins. I'm like, okay, alright, man. That's all I need to know. And people were like, did you go to the race last night? I'm like, what? Just because I'm a broadcaster for my show doesn't mean I travel around the country.
Not yet.
What do these people think I do? Get on my private jet and head to the various tracks?
It'd be nice though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Alright, now to our NASCAR review. This is a short show, which is good and bad. Good.
Oh, we're running late, and it's a day after it's supposed to be, and you know the details.
Yeah. Alright, so usually in the page that I slide, I usually write something. All I put was well. Seriously,
I didn't realize that.
It leaves it open-ended for us to just go back and forth, which is why I thought. But first, before we get to that, here's your top 5. Finishing 5th, Jimmy Johnson. 4th, Kurt Busch. Kevin Harvick finished 3rd. Kyle Busch finished 2nd. And Matt Kenseth won the race. You know, I'm thinking you had an unfair disadvantage when you picked your champion last week.
What?
What? The points championship? You picked Matt Kenseth. I think you had an unfair disadvantage.
Disadvantage or advantage?
Advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had an unfair
I
disadvantage.
do have a question though, because I was looking at points earlier.
Mm-hmm.
How is Jimmy Johnson still in second?
He finished 5th in consistency.
But Kyle Busch led the most laps and finished 3 positions ahead of him. There's 3 points right there. They started off with 3 and 3, or whatever it is, 2003, or whatever the number. They started off evenly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how on earth could Jimmy Johnson be ahead of Kyle Busch in points? The whole point system drives me nuts because the calculations are just crazy. I don't understand it at all. But if Jimmy Johnson finished 5th and Kyle Busch finished 2nd, and they both started off even, Kyle Busch should be in 2nd.
Mm.
Yeah, does that make any sense? It does to me, but...
I haven't even seen the standings. All I knew was Kenseth was there.
Well, last night they said he was in 2nd. And then when I was looking at today, it was showing he was in... See, now they got him in 2nd here.
They probably updated.
All right, see, that makes a lot more sense. There's your 3-point difference from 2nd to 5th. So, okay, so this is correct. So whatever I was reading earlier obviously was wrong information.
Maybe it wasn't updated.
No, it was one of the, like I was saying before, one of the other racing sites.
Well,
But they just didn't have their information
you gotta
either
think
updated
about
or
it.
corrected.
You gotta think about it too. They were on the East Coast. Maybe they're on the East Coast. I don't know where they are. But if they were on the East Coast, I wasn't updating Racing Hotspot at
Actually,
midnight
one of them
last
was
night.
at Chicago last night.
Really?
Yeah.
So they probably didn't want to update their sites at 11.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
actually supposed to fly out last night, and that didn't happen apparently.
Hey, it's not good.
Hey, yeah, you know, like any other diehard race fan, once you're there, you're not going to leave until you know it's over. It's just not going to happen.
Well, my parents and I were talking about that. If next weekend's race go into a rain delay, and Monday is your date, I was like, what do we do? Stay over Sunday night and we stay? My dad's like, well, they'd probably start around noon, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you go to school for the morning, then you go to the race. I'm like, dang it! Still have to go to school for that morning. Well, either way. But
As long as there's a way to get you around, I suppose. Is he off?
I don't think so. I'm assuming one of us were to... No, I didn't think so. Okay. The chief of...
Well, so then the cameraman just got informed that he may be doing a little running around on Monday.
Oh,
And the forecast outlook does not look too good.
great. Wait, where are you getting that from? WMUR or Weather Channel?
WMUR, and there's a personal site for the actual racetrack that I looked at.
What?
You can go ahead.
Yeah.
I heard it's going to be alright.
Okay, well, the
30%.
racetrack's website is saying that there's good possibility of rain both Saturday and Sunday.
30% chance of rain Saturday night into Sunday morning. Track race time clear as a day. Clear as bell.
I'll take your word for it.
That's the website we use.
But then again, really, it's way too early to pass judgment on
Well,
that.
it is, but you know.
The way the weather's been, whatever's coming at us could blow right by Thursday night.
We can hope.
I hope not. That's FanFest. Hey, don't.
I hope it blows by Thursday night during FanFest instead of being during the race.
Well, yeah, but still. Don't
Hey,
jinx us.
live whatever Mother Nature serves us. It was 94 degrees on Wednesday. It's like 40 out there now.
And that actually brings me to my next point. Earlier in the show, I mentioned that I'm under the weather. Well, the weather was the reason for this. You know that, right?
Well, that in school.
Well, yes. But being my commitment to the show, I was there Saturday night doing the Bandoleros race.
Oh, it's pretty cold.
And I didn't think to bring a jacket. So there I am in shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm like, yeah, Bandoleros.
Oh, is
the
that
race.
why you were talking so fast? Trying to keep warm?
The end of the race, I did like 4 runs up and down the stands toward the end of before the Bandoleros race, because I was freezing my butt off.
Oh, so get nice and sweaty so you get even colder. That'll definitely get you sick. Then I'm going to move over a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Stop breathing on me.
It's not contagious.
Talk to them, not me. If it's a cold, yes it is.
I'm not even gonna go into that. I'm just gonna pretend to sneeze on my hand, but well,
I wouldn't advise it.
well, let's leave that open-ended. Go back. Don't jump the gun.
I thought you were trying to tell me to change the page.
Didn't you list? Didn't you read the show lineup? We cut after NASCAR. We go to a commercial break before after NASCAR. This is where we talk about the race.
Okay.
That's why I just put well.
It's kind of hard for you to talk about the race when you didn't see much of it.
Right now I'd be sleeping if I watched that race.
Well, one of the things I guess we could talk about is they were talking pre-race, hours and hours and hours before it ended, about how most of you guys do not believe that a mulligan exists anymore because it's that tight.
Mm-hmm.
So, Earnhardt Jr. blew up yesterday. Somebody else. Who else that's in the chase?
Logano.
Oh, Enjoy Logano, right. What are their chances? Do they have any chance at all at this point?
As of this afternoon, they said that Earnhardt still has a slim chance. The Logano's not going to do it. They don't think.
Well, he started in, 12th?
He started in 12th. He's now in 18th, I think.
He can't drop out of the 13.
Well,
No.
going by the official point system,
Overall
yes,
points.
He would be in,
Oh, okay.
he would be in 18th and 19th. Yeah, that's a shame. It happens, and
My dad's probably cheering right now.
if you can hear you.
Well, because Joey Logano wrecked Hamlin at the beginning of the season, basically ruining Hamlin's season. My dad
I'm not
is
that fan of Joey myself. I don't knock any drivers, but he seems a little too big for himself.
Well, to go back to the, actually to stay on that topic of Denny Hamlin's season being ruined, kinda, basically, by Logano, I heard something. Did you, after the California race, which was months and months and months ago, Tony Stewart went after Logano? You remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I can't remember we were supposed to be here at 7 o'clock and not 6, and you want me to remember months ago?
either way, Tony Stewart went after Logano, and we now know Stewart used the whole him running him into the grass, because on the restart, Logano came down and moved, almost basically putting Stewart in the grass, and he said after he wasn't happy with Logano because of that. Well, now, months later, he's saying that one of the main reasons why he went after Logano was because Hamlin got hurt. He knew his spotter was saying, hey, Hamlin's hurt. Logano put him in the wall where there's no safer barrier. There's Hamlin's hurt, because I guess they saw Hamlin was laying on the ground. So they basically,
Oh, if I were Joey, I'd be careful, especially with people like Tony Stewart, because Joey's a little skinny guy, and quite frankly, I don't know. I guess to put it as simple as I can, Tony could probably crack his head like a walnut between his butt cheeks, kind of thing.
Well,
well, he's a big guy. Tony Stewart's a pretty big guy.
well, that was one of the recent discoveries, so to speak, that Stewart was going after him, Logano, because his friend got hurt.
Interesting, but I don't know if it was on purpose or not, so I don't know if you can justify that. I don't think he purposely found a part of the wall that wasn't safe for barrier just to put him in. I don't really see that.
I don't think so either, but you never know.
Well, I think if there was a case of that, then NASCAR would have found it.
All right.
Speaking of NASCAR, how about that week? All the rule changes and then, wow.
Basically, here's your NASCAR. It went.
Well, what was it? Early Sunday morning, which is another thing I don't like. The what used to be the speed show with Kyle Petty and all them, race day or whatever,
Yeah.
which is usually right before they go air.
Yeah.
Well, now it's at 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, they were actually arguing with each other. They're getting kind of raising their voices and getting mad about the disagreements between what NASCAR had did, like bringing Jeff Gordon in as a 13th driver, which I personally agreed with. I think it's fine. I don't even think you really, actually, it makes me think maybe there should be more drivers in the chase, but if there's even more drivers in the chase, then you might as well get rid of the chase and just go with the standard points. You know what I mean? But yeah, Kyle Petty was very, very adamant about how what they did was completely wrong. And back in the day, that's the way it was. That's what you did to win. If you had to work it out with your teammate or another team's driver that definitely wasn't going to get in and whatnot, it was the norm.
Mm-hmm.
So why now is NASCAR all of a sudden changing all that? I mean, I believe in the fairness of it all, but at the same time, going in, they all said they're going to do whatever they have to do to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes stuff like that, they'll wheeling and dealing and whatnot. I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it. I do like the fact that Jeff got in, though.
Well, I have two things to say to that. One is a joking, one is another thing. I feel bad for the cameraman who has to take the chase field, the class photo, 3 times.
Yeah.
Alright, well, now I gotta take another one with Newman.
Now one's got to come out and another one's got to go in, and now we get to add one.
Yeah.
Actually, you know the big truck that has the picture on it?
Yeah.
Did you see what they had at Chicago?
Mm-mm.
It was 12, including Newman, and then a picture of Jeff Gordon added to it. It wasn't even, it wasn't the real full picture. But I guess they had already laminated the truck, and I mean that's a lot of work. And you mentioned the cameraman. Think about how many other people are involved in that. Your books, your magazines, your trucks, the laminators for the trucks, all the above. I mean, all that stuff has to be redone. That's a lot of work.
Mm.
Then again, they paid for it.
And then the other thing was, and I mentioned this to him, the cameraman, Hendrick Motorsports got NASCAR in their back pocket.
I don't know if I really agree with that, but
4 drivers in. How many can the team have? 4! So, should just tell you right there, all 4 drivers are there. Jeff Gordon was added late after Gordon complained. I don't know if you heard about that or read that.
no.
But
I heard that Gordon didn't even know about the announcement until Brian France was actually saying it, and then he got a text saying you're in. So he wasn't even informed that this was going on.
Well, earlier in the week, Logano, Jeff Gordon came out and basically was like, I'm not happy about that. I really think that Truex and Boyer need to be pulled out. Truex and Logano need to be pulled out and stuff like that. And then NASCAR came out with this announcement.
Well, you're saying that they're in their pocket, but here's the thing. Okay, 4 drivers, yes, but 3 of them definitely earned their way in. They were within the point system. They did right to get there. And Gordon was 1 point out. So if you're NASCAR and all this is out there, what do you do? It's too late to take Logano out at that point. Add an extra driver. Unfortunately for Jeff, it's not all that great a thing when you really think about it, and especially as I pointed out to our cameraman that He became the 13th driver on Friday the 13th. Talking about a huge round of bad luck. If the man wins the championship, that's going to throw away a lot of bad luck theories. As simple as that. Although I think it's highly unlikely.
I don't know.
Where did he finish last night?
Uh,
I think he was top 10, wasn't
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
he? Yeah, he did a decent race.
Yeah, I believe he did. 1 second here.
No, a lot of doomsday theorists and whatnot also believe that the chase is set up, because did you ever notice that like the top 12 drivers to finish the top 12 are usually the top 12 in the chase? It does seem to look that way a lot, but it isn't. Statistically, I look back on it, it does not always happen.
Gordon finished 6th.
Good. And where is he in points now?
1 second, please. Oh, look at the standings.
Jumped to 7th. Oh, that's because 2 of them blew up. Nice.
And the 13th is Taylor.
So from 7th at this point in time, he actually does stand a pretty decent chance. Just beating those guys in front of him ain't going to be easy because, as we all know, Jimmy Johnson's extremely difficult to take down.
Even
Matt
with
Kenseth.
all of the bad luck he had last night.
Yeah, and Matt Kenseth started off, the best way you possibly could. I mean, he done better than winning. The only thing he could have done more than that was lead more laps than Kyle Busch, but he didn't.
Maybe this is a repeat of 2011, win 5 out of the 10, what Tony Stewart did.
Yeah, actually, somebody said that last night, too.
I don't know. If he wins in New Hampshire. Yeah.
Overall, it was a good race, but it was a long, long race with a whole lot of delay.
Yeah, I got home today after night playing on the golf team in school, which is why I'm kind of a little unorganized because I hadn't worked on any of the notes.
Excuses.
Yeah, exactly. And I got home and I saw on my email the race rewind or replay, recap. And I'm like, alright, I'll watch that. And I'm watching it and I'm like, holy cow, all this happened after I went to sleep? What the heck?
Much. Kyle only lost the race because of a restart.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Because, he was in front. Matt wasn't catching him. It was close, but Matt was not catching him. He wasn't gaining any time. I was watching the clock the whole time, counting down the laps. Come on, Kyle. I wanted that sweep. But once they had that restart, Matt took him, and that was it. And then it was the reverse. There was no way Kyle was catching Matt. Mm-hmm. So the clean air, whoever had the clean air, really had the advantage.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll have your virtual lap, and then we'll go right into the points championship, make our picks for New Hampshire, and yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back live here to the virtual lap. Hold on 1 second. HMS. I tasted fire. I'm ready to come alive. All right, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Built in 1990, length says 1.1, but it's 1.058. Who's ready to go racing? New Hampshire Motor Speedway is probably the toughest track, in my opinion, on the circuit. Turn 3 is the worst in my opinion. Thank you to We, NASCAR The Game Inside Line. Oh boy. Making this all possible. And now that we've had 3 good laps, let's try to test our limits a little bit. Oh boy! Woo! Oh! Rim riding. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. And totally gonna miss the entrance to pit road. Taking on a lap of the road course. Welcome back live. You just saw our virtual lap. Pretty interesting. Before we were supposed to go, I forgot to do something. The stats of New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Okay.
And I believe we're may have a little argument with our cameraman. I was thinking about this while I was writing it. Well, obviously I can do the mileage, how far big it is on the back of my hand. It's 1.058 miles. And there is progressive banking in the corners, 2 to 7 degrees. Turn 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, there is. You can talk. There
I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, I thought you... Well, because in the past I had said...
It's a flatter track than others, but it's not a flat track.
No, 7 degrees is not a whole hell of a lot.
No, it's not much at all.
Well,
but
I
it is.
thought in the past...
It is a progressive. It is, what do you call it?
I thought in the past I had said something and you're like, no, it's not, no. And I
don't think so.
Well, when they redid it, they added to the banking, if I'm not incorrect.
When did they redo it?
5, 6 years ago, something like that.
6 years ago.
I have no idea. That 5, 6 years ago would have been when Bruton Smith owned the track. Bruton hasn't actually touched the oval.
Well, I think it was done just before.
I know they
Bruton
resealed.
what?
They repaved.
Oh, they redid a lot of it.
Yeah, they repaved it in like 2004. Whatever.
They redid a lot of it. They added banking.
Wasn't that right after the race where Jeff Gordon found the hole out in turn 3? So they redid
and they decided to go from, I think it was 4 degrees to 7 degrees in the turns.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I was 4. I wasn't even going to the races. Wait a minute. No, I was, but I don't even... I was sleeping on my dad's lap. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now to our RH Points Championship. Now, here's last week's picks for Chicago, which I had to calculate real quick, like not even an hour ago. Dave had Greg Biffle for 5th, Carl Edwards for 4th, Jimmy Johnson for third, Kyle Busch for second, Matt Kenseth for the win. I had Dale Earnhardt Jr. for fifth, Jimmy Johnson for fourth, Kyle Busch for third. Oh, we're on the wrong screen for you guys. I told you guys I'm not feeling well. I'm not here. I'm not here, okay?
Just you're here. Just go on.
So, Biffle, Edwards, Johnson, Busch, Kenseth for Dave. I had Earnhardt, Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Case Kane for second, and Brad Keselowski for the second. That for the win. That was the quick little recap. And then our champions, Dave has Matt Kenseth. I had Clint Boyer, and Artie has Carl Edwards. So, I've noticed that my pick, I just don't have good luck with my picks. He finished third. We're going to hit him with a 50-point deduction. Now it's going backwards. You gotta go the other way, Clint.
Well, they actually did that because they, I guess, agreed that he cheated. Which I still don't necessarily agree with.
I don't either now that I've looked at it more.
Now you got him as a pick.
No. Well, no. Because
Any effect on your points you're not going to agree with. I can understand that.
Well, because if you think about it, and you said on last week, and we'll bring this up partially, you said his tire blew as soon as he got straight, right? Remember that?
I heard a noise as soon as he got straight to
We
sound like
spun
a tire
around
going, yes.
The flats were poof, like he blew a tire. I have a picture. I'll actually bring it up because I hope it's still there. New Hampshire Motor Speedway. No, it's not still there. Awesome. Hold on one second.
No, the way I saw it is what I said last week. The way I saw it was, it looked like he jerked to the right and then went left, and it was, that could be looked at in two ways. It could be like that he was going for the spin on purpose, or he blew a front right tire and then he was compensating.
Well, I know that I saw a picture on NHMS.com the following day, and it was him spinning, and that front right was down.
So my logic stands, but apparently NASCAR didn't agree.
Which we can't go against NASCAR, obviously.
Well, we can, but
we
we're
can,
not going to get anywhere.
Well,
I don't think they're going to listen.
probably not.
Like going against President Obama.
Oh, you worked. A little delayed. What the heck is up with you, keyboard? There we go. Okay. Sorry, my keyboard's a little delayed. When I was calculating this,
Finding new batteries.
probably, I was so close. When I was calculating this, you went fifth, I got fourth. Third, me. Second, okay, tied 10 and 10. Tiebreaker,
Oh, yeah.
Kenseth. So, that
I think
basically...
it's utterly amazing though. I picked first and second. Correctly.
correctly. Which was, I think that's
Well,
the
you can pick first and second either way, and there are ways you can bet that way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pick first and second and go with that as a bet, it pays better. So it paid better.
Well, I got fourth and third, equaling 10 points. Yes. Dave got fifth, second, and the win, equaling 20 points. And we'll
I think that's the first time either one of us actually picked the winner.
I think so too, yeah. If we go to the standings, my laptop just showed it was dying, so we're going to have to hurry ahead here. Go to the standings. I have not updated these. Hold on one second. I got this.
Somebody's got a lot of work to do.
I got this. Can you open it up on your screen?
What am I opening?
The standings, go back. And then that link, you should have a view only. Gosh, I hope I gave you permission. Yes, I did.
Well, I got the other one.
So, 432 plus 20.
Oh, you just didn't do the math?
No. Dave has 452, and I have 370. Thank you. See, I may not be good with talking, reading, anything else, but math I'm pretty good at. When I'm adding 10.
I'm not good at it, and I answered it quicker than you did.
When I'm adding 10. Okay, so...
Wow, that's tough.
Shut up. So...
What comes after 6?
Dave has won the first chase race. Actually, I'll put that in. Did I spell your name right? Probably not. It surprised me.
Why am I doing that when I have a mouse?
What the heck? Okay.
The Dave.
Well, you are the Dave.
Hey, you can leave it as the Dave because I actually picked the winner. You know, it's the first time that ever happened.
And
So it's 3 weeks in a row for me, huh? I'm spanking you back for that other 3 weeks.
20 points. We'll just, while we're here, update this. Why not? We're already here. And then, oh wow, look at that, how easy that was. I didn't need a calculator, just add 20. Man, my math teacher's probably watching this right now going, what the heck? Dude! Okay, so 452 for Dave, 370 for me. He has won now 3 weeks in a row. I got 3, he got 3. Yeah, we're working our way there. And we are making picks for Loudon this time, because last time we didn't, so we split 50-50, so 15 and 15. So this right here, if you look, is your chase. Oopsie. These 9 races. And then I have to clear the entire schedule again, and all these numbers and names and stuff like that, and restart next year. We actually have to add him to the points.
Wasn't there somebody else too you said was?
Possibly. I have to talk to them next weekend. Possibly. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, well, jump into the final lap when we have our picks for Loudon. See, we made them, but I'm forgetting to say them. So, I have Jimmy Johnson for 5th, Brad Keselowski for 4th, Brian Vickers. He's kind of a long shot. I'm hoping he follows up next weekend. For 3rd,
We're probably going to bring the exact same car.
probably, Casey Kane for 2nd, and Clint Boyer for the win. You want me to just say yours?
Yeah, if you will.
Okay. Dave has Kurt Busch for 5th. Clint, if I can even say it.
Say them.
Clint Boyer for 4th. Jimmy Johnson for 3rd. Matt Kenseth for the 2nd. Kyle Busch for the win. Alright, now to our final.
Which are pretty good picks, actually, if you think about that, because...
Which one? Mine or yours?
They both are, but Kyle has done quite well at Loudon, all except for problems, pit problems, stuff like that. It's never been really him. His performance has been pretty good. I was looking at the level last night, going back years, and he's actually done pretty well. Twice wrecked out while he was in the top 5. But he was wrecked by somebody else.
Price of money under the table.
No, you can't do that anymore.
Kyle Busch is in the top 5. Hit him. And around goes Kyle!
All I want to know is who actually sat there and spent the time listening to all of the radio communications for the entire race to come up with that information. From what I understand, it was one of the radio, it was MRN or something like that. Really? To sit there and listen? I mean, I used to enjoy listening to the scanner all the time. I don't even wear it anymore. But, which, by the way, I still need my battery pack there, cameraman. It's got to be in your stuff somewhere. You just took the whole thing because I borrowed your batteries. And you never gave me back the pack. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. I don't need it. I guess I just totally lost my point. I pulled a Devin.
You were saying that not listening to the scanner and not really interested.
Yeah, but to sit there, yeah, I guess that is my point. To sit there, I mean, did one person do this? Did 100 people do this? Because in order to sit there and listen, you have to listen to the 4 hours of 43 drivers and all other radio communications.
Ugh.
And you know they listened to everybody because there were people that really weren't influential that had issues that were talked about on the radio and they became problems for NASCAR. Alright, carry on.
Just giving me a headache thinking about that.
Yeah, I'd just be falling asleep.
Alright, before we go to our final lap, which I just realized this on our little note board. Race week is here. Yeah, very info what? Yeah, can't even talk. See, the cold is getting to my head.
Informal?
Yeah. I'm not even using the word right. So.
Stop mentioning cold and being sitting so close to me.
Here's our race week schedule. We have Holler Parade this upcoming Thursday, then something that may change, we don't know yet. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying, Friday recap, same day as the qualifying. And we have Legends Car pre-race, which will be in the grandstands, overlooking the quarter mile oval. Then we have the Legends Car race, and then we have the Legends Post race, which will be in front of the Legends Car shop. I plan to, depending on lighting. Then Saturday recap, which the Legends Car post race and the Saturday recap may include something with Taylor Martin. Still working on that. Then the 22nd race day, we have pit access, which you guys will be along with. Then the Sprint Cup Series race, and then the Sunday recap. We're going to have 3 recap shows, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
We're all going in the pits?
You and me.
Oh, alright.
Just us. But all the viewers are coming along with us.
Gotcha.
But not literally. One last note, if you are at the track this weekend, look for us. You never know. On Saturday night, we'll be at the top of turn 1 and 2 grandstands. If you want to swing by and say, hey, what's going on? Why not?
Plus, did you get me a white shirt yet?
No.
Because I wear this.
Well, you're going to have to wear that. Just
And if
that.
it's hot and sunny, I'm going to be pretty angry with you.
Alright, we have to do this quickly because my battery on my laptop just is dying.
And I'm falling asleep.
Great.
But I'm sure they also have you on like 15 times already.
Final lap. IndyCar is off until October 10th. Formula 1 Sunday 8 a.m. on NBC Sports Network. Trucks are off until the 28th of September. Nationwide Series 8 p.m. on ESPN News channel. If you don't get that, sorry, we'll have highlights for you. Sprint Cup Series Sunday 3 p.m. on ESPN. And then Rallycross Sunday 4:30 p.m. on ABC.
No, they're not there, right? They're not allowed.
No.
Okay.
They're in Charlotte. Believe it or not.
And speaking of India, if people hadn't heard, we were just talking about this when we were off air, but Juan Pablo Montoya for 2014 is going back to Indy.
That's nuts. It's just nuts.
Yeah. Penske.
Oh, he is going Penske. Cool.
Yep.
Newman is in the 31 car. If you can just lean over and close my screen. Newman is in the 31
It's
car.
the bucket on you, is it?
It's dying, yeah. Newman is in the 31 car. Kyle Larson's in the 42.
We'll do this at the end of the season because
Exactly.
I'm sure there's going to be more changes. It's
Guaranteed. So,
really gotten a little crazy.
actually, we'll probably do that at the beginning of the season because if you even do it at the end of the season,
yeah,
so-and-so could be fired and... I don't know.
So who's that?
I don't know. Just saying so-and-so. Driver. I don't know. Okay. So that will do it. This is the final show, not of the year. Don't get happy for you haters out there. For final show in the studio before we go to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Remember, please note this. All video taken at New Hampshire Motor Speedway will not be uploaded New Hampshire Motor Speedway weekend. Like I know with Speed, they'll say, join us live at the track. Well, we don't have Wi-Fi. We're still, yeah. If we start making money off this show, yes, we'll have Wi-Fi there. But right now, nothing. So please expect all the shows and videos to be uploaded in the following week. The Holler Parade will be first. Then it'll just go in order of the weekend events. So, yeah. So that is our, like I said, final in-studio show before we go to NHMS. But join us next week. This weekend, I don't know if we're going to do a weekend roundup in studio next week. Like the full show.
I don't know.
We'll talk.
You're the producer. You're asking me.
Well, I don't know what you want to do.
I'm just told when and where I have to be.
Well, we'll make that decision later. But join us here, Facebook. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. But until we see each other next time, wherever we are, live or in studio, have a good day, have a good night now.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
Little girl, you like it loud, come alive.